someone texted, "Good morning, Miss Osbourne. I submitted my I-751. For those of you who are not familiar with that form, it is to remove your conditions to move from a 2-year to a 10-year form. And they are now waiting on their 797C. That's just a number attached to every receipt notice for more than a month. Is this normal? My conditional green card has since expired. Thanks." I have seen receipt notices take sometimes up to 4 to 6 months. So what you can do, because anybody who is sending any document to immigration, you must have tracking. You need to check whether your package has been delivered, and you can follow up with USCIS. I say give it at least 60 days for the receipt notice to be issued. 1 month is not cause for concern. After 60 days, the steps you should take is to verify that the document has arrived to its destination, because you cannot just anticipate the fact that you have sent it. I have had packages where it has not been delivered by FedEx. Yeah, no notification is given to us. So you have to check to see whether or not your documents have been received. Do not rely. The safest, and even they have their issues, in my opinion, has been the post office. That has been the safest. I have had issues with all courier service, but I will tell you this: nothing beats the post office. All right. Last week, bear with me 1 second. Someone says, "Good morning, Miss Antoinette. I'm filing for my daughter now. I'm waiting for the waiver to approve. Now I have a stroke and in the hospital. What can I do?" I would recommend probably reaching out to your congressman so that he can get a status update on your waiver for you, and have that communicated to USCIS. I find when you send these e-service requests, people are appointing these politicians. Make use of them, especially when it comes to immigration. Your congressman is a vital tool for assistance, and your family members and yourself, because only a U.S. citizen can vote. You are putting these politicians in place. Make use of your congressman. He is a vital tool when it comes to immigration. So just tuning in, you're listening to Legally Speaking with Attorney Antoinette Osbourne on 93.5 FM WVIP. As stated earlier, there is an uncertainty as to what is happening concerning the future of the programs on 93.5 FM for the Caribbean community. So I will be starting a podcast and in turn going on YouTube. YouTube was a platform I really did not want to go on. However, this station has been like a crucial point in our community to disseminate vital information for our community. And it is no surprise to anyone if you have been tuning in concerning what is going on with a lot of the programming. There's uncertainty as to when we will be off the station. So in order to continue to provide information to our community, I will be starting a YouTube channel, and also I will be starting a podcast so that information concerning very important happenings in the immigration arena can still be disseminated to our community. All right. So someone texted, Good morning, Miss Osbourne. How can I confirm that someone has a green card in the system? Is there a website I can go to or to verify the person is still in the system as a green card holder? That information is private. And unless that person is going to provide you with documentary proof, I don't know of any other way that you are going to get it, because in order to do a request concerning that person's status in immigration, you would have to do a Freedom of Information Act request, and it's only the person who is going to be able to get that information for you. All right, so someone texted, good morning, Miss Osbourne. If you're just tuning in, you're listening to Legally Speaking with Attorney Antoinette Osbourne on 93.5 FM WVIP. We are just going over the text messages that came in last week. Unfortunately, I had an issue when I was in Jamaica, so I am just getting to your text messages. So someone texted, good morning, Ms. Osbourne. My daughter's immigration status has been approved since April of this year. We have submitted all the relevant documentation to NVC and they updated approved. My question is, should I allow her to start school in Jamaica as she was accepted both by UE and UTEC and school starts in August? And there are procedures that she has to get done following up to the starting of the school year. Funds are low, and it is really puzzling to us right now as to the approach we should take. Please advise. I'll tell you this, it's really a judgment call. Processing with the embassy is taking some time, even though the child is documentarily approved. I can't say she is going to get her date in a month or two. It could even be a year or more. There is a huge backlog at the embassy. The other thing she has to look into is whichever school she wants to start here, make sure that they take her credits if she's going to start. Because one of the things that I find with college students, I remember I had a girlfriend, like she's doing her nursing program for like 10 years. She was in the military. Each time she had to change states, the school wouldn't take her credits. It was just a disaster. So if you're going to have her start school, and one thing the immigration would tell you, once you get the approval and everything, don't pack up your things, don't start sell out your things. Just wait till you go and you do your interview and you get approved. And the reason being is this is a government. They take quite some time to have for you to reach your final destination. And it is up to your daughter. She has to decide that, is she going to be frustrated where it could be a month, it could be a year until they call her? Nobody knows. If this was pre-COVID, I could have said, all right, once it's documentarily approved, she'll get called within like 60 days. After COVID, nobody can tell you that. That child could be waiting anywhere from 3 months to even a year or more. I've had cases documentarily approved pre-COVID, and some people are just getting their interview dates. I'm not saying that's going to be your daughter's case, but let the child continue to live her life. Whatever happens, happens. That has to be a judgment call on your part, because she could pay the school fee and then all of a sudden immigration decides to call her. So I personally, sir or ma'am, I can't say don't send a child to school or spend your money. I understand things are tight and things are expensive now and every dollar counts, but that's a judgment call you're going to have to make. Sit down with a child, discuss with a child, and see what course of action. You have to tell them the pros and the cons. This can happen in 2 months, or this could even be more than a year. What is it that you want to do? All right. Someone has texted her. child support been ruled unconstitutional by the Supreme Court? I have not heard of that. And I think that would even be against public policy. Parents, even though some people have not gotten the memo, have a legal duty to support your children. Yeah? I don't see that happening anytime soon. All right. So someone texted, "Good morning, Miss O. I'm an American citizen. If I go to Africa to marry my fiancé and come back and file for him in the U.S., how long would the process take for him to be approved, also to get his green card?" That's tough to say. Back in the day, pre-COVID, I could tell you about a year. After COVID, even beneficiaries, yeah, of immediate relatives or spouses of U.S. citizens, children under 21, and the parents of U.S. citizens, it was taking approximately a year pre-COVID. After COVID, it's languishing. I can't give you the timeline. And once upon a time, the fiancé visa was a quick route. The fiancé visa is taking the same amount of time as a spousal visa to get approved. It has lost its novelty of being a quick venue. And that's just the reality. All right, so someone else texted, "Good morning, Miss Osbourne. Can a person marry and file for someone if they are getting pensions and Social Security?" Absolutely, why not? As long as your income qualifies, and even if your income does not allow you to qualify, you can always get a joint sponsor. Yeah? All right. Someone texted, "Good morning, Antoinette. If someone was released from prison on parole as a green card holder fighting deportation, can they apply for humanitarian to stay in America?" It was a murder case. He was released based on paperwork he put in as a U.S. citizen. I need to see that disposition. But I'll tell you this, if it's an aggravated felony, he's going home. Yeah, they may, if he qualifies for what they call withholding, yeah, whereas there is a danger for him to return, then he could get withholding in that the order stays. It's just that they're delaying kicking you out. All right. Let's move to the next question. Someone texted, wow, this is a long one. Okay, someone texted, sometimes it is a two-sided coin. Some of these tenement yards, some of these landlords in these large or slum lords in the hood, they treat you the way they would someone of another race. Home without any notice and walking unannounced, just come or let's have you have leaks for 6 years, inappropriate, do nothing about it, tell you it's fixed, and take you for food and the soup. They are disrespectful, a fool. The way they would treat a person of another race, what is this? No repairs get done. Very shoddy. The court can be a ring circus of tenants. The way they, okay, so someone is just saying that a person of a different race gets treated differently from black people. I'll tell you this. I have been to housing court, and the same complaints black people are complaining of, white people are complaining of. So I'm not going to say that in a landlord and tenant situation the treatment is better. I have not done that sort of intake, but I'll tell you, a slumlord will be a slumlord. And landlords, when these people come into your place, I think a person should be treated the way you yourself want to be treated. But not everybody is like that. But I think if you are renting your place, you have repairs that need to get done, I think it's a way to repair the problem so that the tenant can be encouraged to maintain your place and also to pay rent. I think it is so important. This is a two-way street. It is not a one-lane set of traffic. It's a two-way street. Treat people how you yourself would like to be treated. All right. So I am trying to get... All right, so someone texted, "Morning, Miss A. I sponsor a friend from Haiti since February and haven't heard anything yet. Only that it has been received." I take it you're talking about the parole for the Haitians. You can follow up with USCIS to see what's going on with that. But 3 months, I don't think that's such a long time. All right, so someone texted, "Good morning, Miss Osbourne. Thanks for this very informative program. How long does it take when you file for children in Albania? I filed 2 years ago." Wow. And they repeated the question. But are they coming from, unless they're coming like from, because I'll tell you, India, Mexico, Philippines, yeah man, even for immediate relatives, is a long wait. But Albania is like anybody else. And giving time-wise and depending on the status, the age of the child, adult children, takes a little longer, and your status, it will take a little longer. But if this is a child who is under 21 and you are a U.S. citizen, yeah, unfortunately, after COVID, things are taking that long. All right, so someone says, "Good morning. My brother was deported over 30 years ago when he was a green card holder. What is the process for him refiling to come back to the United States?" I'll tell you, if your brother has a criminal history that's going to make him inadmissible in the new green card application, it's not going to happen. So it just depends on his immigration history, his criminal background history. I'll tell you, people with serious drug offenses, when you are looking to come back, you have to show that good moral character to get back the green card. And for drug offenses, the only thing that's waivable is one single act of possession of marijuana, 30 grams or less. So if you don't fit into that category, it's not going to happen. And that's just the reality. Just tuning in, you are listening to Legally Speaking with Attorney Antoinette Osbourne. If you have a question this morning, you can call in at 718-502-9137. That's 718-502-9137. It is the same number to call during the week to make an appointment. And if you have a question, you can also text that number this morning to 718-502-9137. So someone texted, "Good morning. My question is, if your father-wife remarried, does she still have claim to the land from my father? And can she just give the land over to her children and not to the first set of children from a different woman? My father died 43 years ago." And this is the thing that happens, where when people do not do prenups, where people do not make wills, these are the issues you have. And I'll tell you this. If there is a will where the father gives his new wife everything, the children are done. As adult children, you need to find your own way. Yeah? Do not rely on your parents' assets. Children can be disinherited. And if there is no will, then the new spouse gets 50% and the children will share in the other 50%. But this is what happens where, and I'll tell you this, one of the most dangerous things, because there's nothing like a vulture, and I'm not saying this happens in every relationship, yeah? I think they call it a winter, spring, or winter, summer romance, where one person is very up in age and the other spouse is very young. Some people see opportunity. And where your parents are overseas, they don't see you every day. People watch. And this is an opportunity where your parents have assets, you're abroad, and just because of your relationship, you think you're entitled to get the estate. It doesn't work like that. And where the younger person sees no one is coming around to your parents, and they're going to move in, especially if economically it is challenging for them. And they can move in, because they don't have to serve no long life sentence. Your parents on them last leg. Them probably can get a 2, 3, 5 years. Yeah? Or even a 10 year. Them young. So them can move in, marry a parent. Some of them they become the love of your parent life until you get disinherited. As children, you are not entitled. I want you to understand. You don't have to get your parents' assets. And as people grow older, who is around them, taking care of them in their final days, they want them to benefit. Yet the children get mad. Where were you? Why you never go look and take in your parents and take care of them? So if the new wife comes in and the parent, whether by a will, leaves everything to them, and this is how people's legacies get interrupted. So the child is away and the parent is home with the new wife. But the new wife is the one that he's seeing every day, taking care of him. So a will sometimes is left. And this is where the bloodline loses out. Because when the legacy is left to the new wife and the children are disinherited, the new wife doesn't have to look at her spouse's children, which are her stepchildren. She can give the property to her own. Yeah, and that's why sometimes men will come in and in planning, because they know if everything, sometimes even to their own wives, and they have the outside children. Not everybody accepts these outside children. Yeah? They want their children to benefit. So some of the men will come in, because it's often the men with the outside children. Let's just be realistic. Whoever is in their feelings this morning, that's on you. I'm not here to cater to you. I am not your mother. So the men will come in and they want to benefit because them can't trust you as the wife, that you are going to be fair to ensure their outside children benefit. I can see feelings where the outside children are conceived during the marriage. But where you have outside children before your existence, before your relationship, I don't think you should have any sort of feelings to those children. But yes, when your parent leaves everything to their new spouse, that new spouse don't have to give $1. And this is why I tell you, start encouraging your children who are cocking up them big foot on your couch, who's sitting down, waiting on you to pass away for them to inherit. Go make them go look at work. Yeah. Make your children go look at work. Yeah. I cannot, some of you have some very entitled children. And I can't understand it. All right, so someone texted, good morning. My brother got his 2-year green card. His wife put him on food stamp, right? And they are asking, all right, let's take this call. Okay. Good morning. My brother got his 2-year green card. His wife put him on food stamp. Will that come up when going for his 10-year green card? Okay. Within the first 5 years of your green card, you really shouldn't be on public assistance. Yeah? It makes you deportable. However, the public assistance is a federal means tested public assistance, and food stamps is not in that category. But if he's just getting the green card, he has stated that he's not going to be a public charge. And you're telling me as soon as this man gets this green card, he's already on welfare? So you tell me you can't really go out there, go look it? As you get the green card, you're on the system? No, sir. And this is where sometimes the animosity comes against immigrants. Because one of the questions that you answer when you are applying for that green card is that you're not likely to become a public charge. And I think anyone get that blessing of that green card. As you get that card, because there are people without papers, yeah, who out there looking it, hustling, trying to survive. For me personally, me take a hustler any day. Or you see some of them people who just love dress up, aren't no clean, nah do nothing good in life. Yeah, me prefer a man who out there beat the pavement. Him nah look for nobody to give him $1. Him a look it. Young girls are them man they only for pick up in life. Yeah? Him nah beg about no boy can't come in him face, come pint in him face. Him not beg boy things. And them boy then for look in life. Tell me, has this man get him green card, him depend food stamps, Rasta? That makes sense? You know, go out there, sir, go look it. No, sir. Young girls try to avoid them, man. They want to pick up a rip. Yo, don't your auntie fool me love you. But want to pick up a man who want to look it in life. Him not beg nothing. Him not look no assistance from government. And him not go, no boy can't point. Me no want no man who boy can't point in them face. Okay. Young girls try look that. Alright. Someone texted, good morning. My niece who is a citizen filed for her daughter but got married. Will that change the status? What? No! Where do you get these things from? I do not wish recommendation from your village lawyer. Eh? Caller, you're on the air. I see this long distance. So quick and fast.
Good morning, Miss Osbourne. First then, in regards with the land that you were just speaking about, I have a property that was shared between me and my first husband. The title owns me, him, and my 3 children. Can he, when he remarries, he has remarried, and he's asking if I will allow him to add his outside children on the title that is existing between me and him and the 3 children that we had together. Can that be done?
He can look to give his share to the other children. My recommendation is try and buy him out. Nobody no want that.
Right.
Offer him my money, buy him out. Do what you offer the girl. Get your money and buy him out. Nobody no want to deal with the crisis, girl. No. Get your money together and buy him out.
Okay.
All right, darling. But yes, he can give his share to whoever. All right?
All
right, darling.
All right.
Yeah. Lord Jesus. What to call them level of crosses there? No, girl. We not do it. Girl suffer from blood pressure. Girl want keep down blood pressure. No, big man, what away you bright? I have to sell your share to the woman. Someone texted, good morning, Auntie Fumi. Hey, Sebastian. How are you doing today? We are listening to your program. Happy Sunday. We love you. Greetings from my wife. Greetings, my sister. All right. Someone, really pass on the money. Una sit down and type this long episode. Okay. This is the same issue with the child going to UA. Good morning, Miss Osbourne. My daughter's immigration status has been approved. I think I answered this already. Fonzalo, okay, I answered this already. I'm not going to go back into that. Okay, so someone texted, good morning. Can a person on disability and hasn't filed tax for the last 2 years file for someone? Yes, you can. You're going to need a sponsor, but I will tell you this. You will have a difficulty if the person you're filing for, because this is a fact test. If the person you're filing for appears to the officer that they are not going to come to the United States to get a job and they're going to be on not disability, but welfare, they're not going to get the card. So whoever you're filing for, make sure they can pass the test. They look at the age. They look at the education. They look at their experience. There are other factors that they are taken into account to see whether or not they're going to be on welfare. Yeah? All right. So if it is likely that they're coming to be here on welfare, they will not give them the card, because if you can't support yourself and them coming over here and them can't find a job and can't support themselves, them will block them. Yeah? All right. So someone says, good morning. This is my first time texting. You are welcome. I have an 18-year-old daughter. Recently do a DNA test. It was negative. No. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. This rough. You know what it is to support a child for 18 years? Let's take finances out of it. Let's look at emotional ties. You build a bond with a child for 18 years. And you find out that child is not yours. That's rough. Yeah? That's rough. Child is past the age for adoption. So you can't adopt that child. Yeah? And if you wanted to marry the mother, it's not going to work, because you would have had to marry the mother to bring that child up as a stepchild. You'd have to marry that child before the child's 18th birthday. Let me tell you now, my father was a tailor. But some are just in the business of giving jackets. It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yes, good morning, Miss Osbourne.
Good morning, darling. Good morning.
I'm back to the question, to my text this morning about the land. Mm-hmm. The lady wants to ask us to send her some money so she could put us on one piece of the land, and the other 2 land will go towards her children.
All right. So has she been appointed? Was there a will? What was the situation?
It was not a will. There was no will. He just got killed because he was a bodyguard for the Prime Minister, Michael Manley, and he got killed the same day he come into election, when he lose election. So he didn't have a will made.
All right. So here's the issue. 50% of the estate belongs to her as a spouse. The 50% belongs to the children. I don't know what the values are. And you guys should get appraisals done because you have to ensure you get 50%. If what she's doing does not work out to 50%, then it's not going to work. All right? So,
do we have to send her any money so that she could put our name on the land?
Well, if the estate doesn't have funds, she doesn't have to use her own money. And if you guys are benefiting, I don't see the difficulty in that. Otherwise, it's just going to stay there and no titles are issued because nobody wants to pay. The administrator doesn't have to come out of her own pocket, to pay for this. All right?
All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Sorry about that. All right. So, for the person... Lord Master, I would this cough I go now, but I would it. For the person who the DNA test came out that it is negative, this is such an injustice. We don't know. Sometimes I think people forget charge to them sitting here enough. Yeah, put Pickney on the wrong. Yeah, man, something I think could forget some sort of charge, some sort of punishment. Because the two people who really suffer is the child and the father. Something happened to man, only two wicked man. Sir, I don't know how to tell you. At the end of the day, I can't file for this child. Every avenue, here for file for this child, the door closed. And this young man, let me tell you something. Yeah, me not there, we don't know. So, me can't tell you this. And I mean, I know your mama. So, me don't really have no feelings here like that. I want to know when somebody a pint pan, no, say you are the father. Don't accept it, sir. Come on to stop this jacket thing. I mean, no, if God forbid they ever implement that in a Jamaica, RGD out of, oh God. Me say, no, sir. The day they implement DNA testing for the fathers at the time of birth. Oh, Lord. Them are going to burn down RGD. Me not ask Christ this morning. They can't do that. You know, we're unruly. So, young men, me going to try help on this morning. Yeah, because I want the foolishness to stop. And I know from my clients when they come in and they have not married the mother, not that wives. Not that I'm saying you're older than thou. Because not everybody who find a wife find a good thing. But procedurally, when you marry the mama, you're in a safer position. Them really not ask the DNA. When you're not out there live, what back in the day, you know, marry back in the day, you go breed a problem, you know. All if you're a teacher, you lose your job because, you know, teacher respectable position. So enough teacher forgive their sister who married them picnic. Anyway, let me start bust you. Let me start bust the secret this morning. Because you know it's real. This is show too real for some people. So now for lock off on the radar. Ouch! I'm telling you something, young man. You say then come a pint up in on the face. Wanna go do a DNA. Me always say one of the greatest DNA testers I feel no mama. Yeah, man. You know, some man and mother said, that is not my grandchild. Oh, kill them dead. Do a formal thing. Yeah? Then mother argue with the girl. But me don't want to know, go sign off on a paper admitting that child. I know acknowledgement of paternity without you doing that DNA. Go do a DNA. It is hard to form an emotional connection to a person. And this turns out not to be a child. For some men, I'll never forget my friend from Haiti. The man find out when they picked them about 33. Backside. And so, Antoinette, let me tell you something. These are still my son. And the woman never give no sir. We don't know this across this gal of Haiti. She not even just give one picnic. That is not his. A 2 picnic she put on the man. For years the man has support the picnic them. Kill him dead, him not care. It's his children. Big man thing. When a man reach to them level where he still accepts that child, yeah man, a big man thing. You dirty cross this gal. Woe unto you. Yeah? Alright. So someone texted. Yes, I did answer the question concerning your brother and food stamps. It's ridiculous. Yeah, but food stamps is not a federal means tested benefit. Yeah? So he can collect it, but I really think it ridiculous that your brother just got the green card and he's collecting food stamps. Yeah. But rather go a pantry first. Young girls, watch out for these waste men. Alright. Now, someone texted. Hello, good morning. If I came here on a visa, is it possible to change status to a green card without marriage? My mother is a citizen here. You can't adjust your status even though you came on a visa as an adult child. You are required to consular process. So you are going to be required once your visa number becomes available for you to do a waiver and pick up your papers outside the country. That's going to be the avenue for you. So if you have not overstayed, I would not recommend that you overstay, because if you don't get that waiver and after waiting 8+ years for that visa, yeah, that's rough. So just tuning in, you are listening to Legally Speaking with Attorney Antoinette Osbourne. If you have a question this morning, you can text your question or you can call in at 718-502-9137. That's 718-502-9137. To make an appointment during the week, the telephone number is 718-502-9137. As stated earlier, as a result of the uncertainty of most of the programs on 93.5 FM, since the station has been sold, I will be moving this program to a podcast and YouTube in the upcoming week. The old programs will be uploaded on YouTube. A lot of people have asked me if there is a way that they can listen to the older programs. So this is where life has changed and evolved. YouTube is something that I have never ever wanted. It's a platform I have never wanted to be on, but sometimes we don't want to do things, but then the lane changes. So it is what it is. So once I'm able to establish that, then of course I am going to be sharing with my radio listeners. Concerning another radio station, at this point, I myself am uncertain about that. But what I will be doing is definitely in the upcoming weeks, I'll let you know concerning the podcast and YouTube. So just tuning in, we are coming to the end of the program. You're listening to Legally Speaking with Attorney Antoinette Osbourne on 93.5 FM WVIP. To make an appointment during the week, the telephone number to call is 718-502-9137. and to text your question or to call in this morning. If you have a question, it is 718-502-9137. Once again, that number is 718-502-9137. So, for those of you who are not marrying the mothers, and as I think as a community, I think it's such. I grew up in a two-parent household where my parents were married. I just think it's an injustice that we have so much dysfunction in our community. I don't think it provides the child with any stability, where we're having children in unstable homes. Young people, I'm going to encourage you. Marriage is very important. I am glad New York does not have common law. It encourages you to marry. Yeah? There are no legal rights when you're not spouse. I want to encourage young people. I know this. We're in a society today where what can I tell of the future for you? It looks dismal. People are confused concerning their sexual orientation. The nuclear family is at a place where it is constantly being rejected and attacked. But for you young people coming up, morals right now, it is absolutely through the window. I find people are confused. And this is why I want stability for our children. But you have to understand, the first education institution a child attends is your home. And this is how it should be. I don't think people should be relying on the government to teach your children what is right from wrong. I learned that first at home from my parents. Yeah? When you rely on the government to train your child in a life that it should be accustomed, you're going to have a serious problem. Caller, you are on the air. Good morning.
Good morning, Miss O. Is there an app you have where we can follow you?
I am going to announce it in the coming weeks, so I wouldn't leave my listeners like that. All right? Okay, my love. Take care.
All right, thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.
Yeah, when you look at society, and this is just my 2 cents, it does not reflect the opinions of the station. Let's just put a disclaimer on that. Yeah, simple put, I find it is dismal. There's a dismal outlook for the future generation that are coming up. I find the children to be confused. And this is why the framework, that foundation for your children, it must start with you. You have to be that starting point to teach your children what is right from wrong. And what is happening now is parents are now diverting because of what is happening in the school system. If they can afford it, they are diverting their children to schools that are religious based. Yeah? I want, as a community, that you in your home, and some of you are so busy, I know, economically rough. Things are hard. Yeah? So you have to go out there. You have to hustle. And this is why sometimes, to me, it's so important that your children should be in two-parent homes. It is a system. There's a reason for it. A single-parent lifestyle is nothing, young girls. Let me tell you this. A single-parent life is hard. It is costly. Yeah? And especially where if you do not have a support system, it opens your children to a lot of demons. You are on the air.
Good morning, Miss Osbourne. I'm listening you for how many years? I just keep on listening, and I love to hear your story, and it is very interesting. And I'm going to miss you off the radio.
Oh,
I hope I can.
Yeah, we're gonna have a podcast, so you'll be able to tune into that. All right.
Okay, thank you. I don't call, but I listen to you every morning. I love it, and I give away your information to everyone to call you. Yeah. All right. Thank you. Miss. All right.
Bye. All right, guys. Don't worry. We're gonna have the podcast on the YouTube, so you'll be able to subscribe, and I'll still do it once a week. This Sunday morning thing is my mother's little time, She don't like repeat. She don't like when the program have no interruption. Yeah? She makes sure to call me sister for wake me up on Sunday, so me not sleep past the time. Here, my love.
Good morning, Antoinette.
Morning,
I am so appreciative of you. You don't even know, for the wonderful, wonderful work that you have done to this community and enlighten and empower us. And me, right now, is like my heart is, you don't even know, Antoinette, I feel like I wanted to cry because I listened to you for so many years.
Aww.
And the impact that you bring to this community. Aww. And to know that when I turn on the radio, I'm no longer going to hear you. I know you're going to be at the podcast and whatever it is, but it's not the same. When I could able to sit down before I go to church, even when I'm late, I have to listen to you. Sometimes I left out of the house and I say, Lord Jesus, I'm late, but it was worth it to listen and enlighten and empower us.
I'm so grateful. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And I know, Antoinette, wherever you go, God are going to pour out more blessings and more riches are going to come to you. So, to you, all the best wherever you go, and just keep us highlight, make I know where you are.
Absolutely.
Please, Absolutely. All right, thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, and same to you. Oh, guys, come on. We are going to have this is not the end. We are going to still continue. All right, so we are at the end of the program. To make an appointment during the week, telephone number is 718-502-9137. Have a blessed and safe Sunday, prosperous week.
1 second.